Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Prime Minister's Office Daily Briefing. I am Heinrich. We will start with a quick update, and we will show you in a moment on your screens the latest numbers released today. Now, as you can see, and you'll be able to see in a moment, over 1,400 Israelis were killed. Over 120 Israelis have been abducted by Hamas terrorists. Over 3,500 Israelis injured. Note that these official numbers that you're seeing, confirmed numbers, have risen since yesterday.
1,400, I think.
Today was the first meeting of Israel's unity government. It started with a moment of silence held in memory of our brothers and sisters who were murdered in cold blood and our heroic warriors who fell in battle. And yet, while we have paid a heavy price, we will win this war. The IDF reported today that they have successfully targeted a key commander responsible for the October 7th massacre. Overnight, Israel has continued to hit key Hamas infrastructure in Gaza. We tolerated Hamas provocations for years, but we will not tolerate their murderous presence any longer. As Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, Hamas thought we would break, but we will break Hamas. At this hour, the Prime Minister is meeting with families of those who were abducted. Our goal is to dismantle Hamas, the world's third largest terrorist organization. Not to deter Hamas, not to degrade Hamas, not to contain Hamas, but rather to dismantle Hamas. Israel continues to demand the immediate and unconditional return of all Israelis being held in Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad captivity. The international community must apply all possible pressure to secure the release of our children, elderly, women, and men who are being held in horrific conditions. Israel is not in war with the Palestinian people. We call on Gazans to temporarily head south to the designated safer zones where humanitarian aid like food and water is available. Now, we see clear evidence that Hamas terrorists have been preventing civilians from reaching these safer zones, these secure areas, including by setting up roadblocks. Hamas has also threatened Gazans who are attempting to move south. This is a deliberate effort by Hamas to increase civilian casualties. Hamas is clearly forcing the Palestinian people to be part of this war, and they repeatedly use them as human shields. We do not want civilians in harm's way, and we're taking significant measures to prevent it. We gave Palestinian civilians more than 24 hours to evacuate through routes that the IDF had designated. Now, moving to our northern border. The state of Lebanon is the sovereign of its territory. We hold Lebanon responsible for any actions taken there. While we do not want any further escalations, we are ready and we're fully prepared. Israel has seen unprecedented support from those around the world. And many people are asking us, how can we help? What can we do? So here's my answer to you. First, by putting pressure on your elected representatives to support Israel's unequivocal demand to release those who were abducted unconditionally. Second, join our demands to sanction any entity that harbors Hamas terrorists. Know that your donation, your support on social media, your moral support, your prayers are all heartwarming and are making an impact on the ground. And for that, we are grateful. Both home and abroad, Israelis have rallied and come together to defeat an enemy whose sole purpose is the destruction of Israel and the civilized world. Thank you, and we will now take a few questions. You're welcome to raise your hand on Zoom. You can also type it in and submit your questions. My team here will assist me and we'll try to take a few. So we have more than one questions about what is going on in the Rafah border crossing. All that I can say in that respect is that the Rafah border crossing, if you take a map and you look at it, is in between the Gaza Strip, which is under Hamas's terrorist control, and between the sovereign state of Egypt. I don't think it's a question that Israel should reply. It's not, you're not addressing this question to the right place. Again, it's the Rafah border crossing is between Gaza and between Egypt. Okay, we see someone who's raising his hand. Wait. AFP, Jonathan.
Hi, it's Jonah, yeah.
Wait a second. Okay, let Jonathan speak. Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so my question, which I also wrote in the chat, was, is it true that Israel renewed the water supply to South Gaza? And if it had, why did it do it?
Again, all I can say is that we're calling on Gazans to evacuate to the south, the safer zones that the IDF has designated in the south, and to do so through designated routes that the army has notified them about, and that in this area, there is humanitarian aid. This is all I can say in that respect. All right, David Isaac. Yeah, we can, I think he's raising his hand, right? Yeah. Let's
Okay, can you hear me?
Hey, yes, David.
All right, Tal, thanks. So as you see, I wrote my question in the chat. So what I'm interested in learning is if there's any, Israel now can enter Judea and Samaria whenever it wants in order to deal with terrorists. And in the future, are we going to see some kind of situation where Israel will do the same in the Gaza Strip, where it will reserve the right to enter whenever it deems necessary?
Mm-hmm. So we're not there yet. We're not talking a policy of this kind right now because our focus is first and foremost on winning this war. This is a war that was forced upon us. We didn't want this war. All of our efforts right now, the national effort in the home front and on the front lines is dedicated to one thing alone. It's a national effort in every level, what you're seeing here. Winning this war, dismantling Hamas's military capabilities, but also we want to make sure that by the end of this war in Gaza right now, they will also lack the motivation to do what they did to us. They will never hurt us again like they did, not in the next decades.
All right, thank you.
That's where our focus is at right now. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. We will see you here tomorrow for another daily briefing. Thank you.
What time tomorrow?